Hey, turn that shit up. Hey. Oh, hey. So, no. We need to take it back. We need to wheel it up. Wheel up. We need to wheel it up, man. Come on. Take it up, down like that. Oh, sit it up, that Nintendo. Good. It's your favorite music connoisseur Henry here, and I'm back again with another video. The moment has finally come. I know I'm about 5 months too late, but better late than never, right? The moment has finally come for me to react and listen to Sabrina Carpenter's 6th studio album, Short and Sweet, for the first time. You guys are probably wondering, why am I reacting to this album now? This album came out in August. Henry, did you know? Of course I knew, but at the time that this album came out, I was in the process of moving to a new flat with my wife, which we have now moved into. At that time when Sabrina Carpenter released her album, and I was just, you know, very busy, not just with moving, but just, you know, a few other things. So I didn't get a chance to actually listen to this album, but now I'm settled. I'm here. I mean, Sabrina Carpenter, what can I really say about her, man? I mean, she's experiencing such a fantastic moment in her music career as we speak. She's definitely at the forefront of pop music, of music in general. And her 6th studio album, Short and Sweet, is really her breakthrough album. I mean, this album is her first album that has been certified platinum by RIAA. This album is also responsible for a lot of the success that Sabrina Carpenter has had lately. This album has given Sabrina Carpenter her first #1 record with Please Please Please, and she's also had top 5 hits with Espresso and also Taste. And along with that, this album has given Sabrina Carpenter 8 nominations at next year's Grammy Awards, including the Album of the Year nomination. And Sabrina Carpenter also became one of 15 artists in history to have earned 4 nominations in the main field categories at the Grammys, which is just crazy, man. And Sabrina Carpenter is on her 6th studio album, and obviously, you know, people think, oh well, yeah, it's taken her a long while to finally break through, but sometimes that's what happens, man. And you know, that just goes to show you that Sabrina Carpenter never gave up. You know, a lot of people might have given up on their 2nd or 3rd album if they didn't see major success, but Sabrina Carpenter kept on going at it, and she finally broke through majorly, in a major way, on her 6th studio album, which was a huge commercial success. So obviously we're just going to take a deep dive into this album. I've seen that this album is about 12 tracks long. And what is pretty interesting to me is the title of Short and Sweet. Now, I've been doing a bit of research, and you know, I found out that the title Short and Sweet is a reference to the emotional impact of Carpenter's shortest romantic relationships, as well as her short stature, and also the album's brief runtime. So obviously there's 3 sort of hidden meanings towards the title Short and Sweet, which I think is pretty clever, you know. I'm excited to get into this album for the first time, man, and obviously I've heard a couple of the big records off of this album. I mean, how couldn't you? How couldn't you? But guys, before we get into this album reaction, I'm gonna need everybody to like, comment and subscribe to our channel, man. Just hit 5k subscribers. I want to give a massive thank you to everybody that helped us get there, but now we've got a new target in mind of 6k followers by the end of this year. We've got about 2 or 3 weeks to the end of 2024, so please guys, help us get to that milestone of 6k. We'll be forever grateful. Sabrina Carpenter, Short and Sweet, let's go. I'm excited to hear how this one sounds, man. Let's get it. The first track off the album is called Taste, and this was actually one of the singles that she released, and it's also one of the singles that did extremely well. I think this single peaked at #2 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts, and it also got Sabrina Carpenter a #1 record here in the UK. The UK is where I'm from, so I mean, I'm pretty sure you can hear from my accent. So yeah, this was a major success, or this song was a major success for Sabrina Carpenter. Let's obviously hear how this one sounds. I've already sort of heard this record before, but for the sake of this album review, we're gonna play it again, man. So this is Taste. Ooh. That's crazy. She's actually 5 foot. Wow, she's actually pretty short. I thought she was like 5'2" or 5'3" or something. She's actually 5'4". Wow. Okay. Well, you know. I'm gone, but you're still laying next to me. Love that guitar, man. Woof. Sounding immaculate. Taste. That was a great pop record, man. And you know what? That song was very provocative. Well, I must say that the bass guitar or the guitar on that record, man, that was jamming. I can't even lie to you. Sabrina's a bad bitch, man. She's a bad bitch. She seems like a naughty girl. Like, from what I heard, Sabrina's talking about how, you know, she used to be with a guy. Obviously, she was playing about with him. Now this guy has either gone back to his ex or is with a new lover, and she's basically trying to taunt the new lover or the ex by saying, listen, it doesn't matter if he's with you or if he's back with you. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you know, whenever you're kissing him, you can taste me. Basically saying that, like, no matter if he's with you, he's still mine type of thing. I can have him when I want him. You know, that is, yeah. Like, man, that's pretty naughty, but I love it, man. I love it. I can understand why that song did so well, because it's just got a real nice groove to it. And I must say, Sabrina vocally sounded very good on the record. So, yeah, I can see why that track did really well, man. And it's a great way to start off this album. So track number 2 is called Please, Please, Please. Now this is, again, one of the singles that she actually released. And funny enough, this is the single that actually got Sabrina her first #1 record in the US. I remember hearing this song literally everywhere that I would go. Like, I would go to, you know, the mall, I would go to the gym, and this song would be playing, man. So this was an absolute smash record for Sabrina Carpenter. So yeah, this is Please, 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 track number 2. Oh. Please. And obviously I think this record was produced by Jack Antonoff. Shout out to Jack Antonoff, man. This record definitely was more, it sounded more country pop to me. I could definitely hear the country influences in this record. You know what I appreciate about this particular song? The fact that Sabrina Carpenter is being, you know, as vulnerable as she can be, man. She's talking about how she's very scared and very anxious that, you know, her boyfriend would let his sort of bad boy reputation overshadow and destroy either their relationship or her pride. That's what I kind of gathered from the song. Artists don't always feel comfortable talking about stuff like this, especially when, you know, they're talking about their ego, they're talking about their pride. But I appreciate how vulnerable Sabrina Carpenter was on this record, and you can hear the despair and the anxiety and just the overwhelmingness in her voice when she's singing. So you can tell how desperate she is for this relationship not to fail, for him not to, you know, let her down or break her heart, man. And that sort of tone to her voice, yeah, the way she sang it, made the song more believable to me. How you sing a record, right, especially if it has a certain theme, is very important. If the song is about heartbreak, sing it like you're scared of getting your heart broken. Do you get what I mean? And Sabrina Carpenter did that to a T. So yeah, man, that was a great record, man. And the production, listen, the production was A1. So yeah, man, again, similar to the first record that we heard off of this album, Taste, I can understand and see why this song did extremely well. And I think, before I hear any of the other tracks, Sabrina's A&R team, Sabrina's marketing team, whoever was in charge of picking the singles off of this album did a phenomenal job. The third record off of this album is called Good Graces. Ooh. Turn this shit up. Woo. Okay. Oh. Hey, I'm loving this. My good graces, hey. Hey. That was Good Graces. Oh my days. What a tune. What a tune, man. Sabrina is so far showing us her versatility, man, because this record right here is a complete switch from the previous two records, man. This is a lot more, I would say leaning more towards R&B. This is something that I can hear definitely being played in the clubs, man. For real. This reminds me of that old school early 2000s R&B. That was surprising to hear. I didn't really expect to hear Sabrina on a record like that, man, but she absolutely killed it, man. Surprised that she didn't release this one as a single, because I think this could have done really well, but because this is a track that I can definitely hear being played a lot on the radio. Tempted to give this a wheeler, but because of time, obviously I won't. But trust me, this is a song I'm definitely going to be playing after this review, man. And I think I might actually add this to my playlist because yeah, man, I was grooving to it. So track number 4 is called Sharpest Tool.
We had sex, I met your best friend.
Ooh.
Then a bird flies by and you forget. I don't hear a word.
Instrumental right now is making me feel like I'm floating. It's so dreamy. I don't know what it's about the instrumental that's playing right now, but it just sounds so angelic.
Tuesday, send a soft hey. As if you really don't want all the time. You were born answering between the lines, lying to yourself if you think we're fine. You're confused and I'm upset, but we never talk about it. We never talk about it.
So that was Sharpest Tool, man. And again, I must say the production is just next level. A production can be as good as I'm hearing right now, but you need the vocalist or the person that's going to be singing or rapping over the record, whatever it may be. You need them to kind of slide in and take that record to a new level, and that's what Sabrina Carpenter is doing at this moment in time. It's like her style, her vocals are absolutely fitting into the production of the records that I'm hearing right now, man. You know what's crazy as well? I'm just really getting Taylor Swift vibes from a couple of the records that I've heard so far, especially Sharpest Tool. Like, I could hear Sharpest Tool on one of Taylor's previous albums, like Lover or even Folklore. I'm not too sure if Sabrina is influenced by Taylor Swift, but I can definitely hear some Taylor Swift in this record in particular. So moving on to track number 5, and it's called Coincidence. Let's see how this one sounds.
I put my head on your chest. She knew she's got a real sixth sense. No, still like common sense. What a coincidence.
Hey.
This week you hold space for her tongue in your mouth. Now she said time passing to the present tense. Looking up to all of your mutual friends. And it was so coincidence. The way you told me the truth was so sad. What a coincidence.
That was Coincidence. And one thing again I think I need to say is that Sabrina Carpenter is a great storyteller. You can also tell that she's a great writer because she's got me invested in what she's saying, even though like it doesn't relate to me. And that's something I need to definitely give to Sabrina Carpenter, man, as a big plus, because a lot of times, you know, you could be talking about something and you sort of disengage because the artist is not conveying the message very well. But Sabrina Carpenter has me, you know, she has me invested in these things that she's talking about, even though I haven't experienced what she's talking about directly. Like, I must say this as well, this album is not a pop album. I've been hearing, even before I listened to this album review, like a lot of people were telling me that this was an actual pop album. No, it's not a pop album. It's a lot more than that. You know, like I said, you know, even with this track, it's more like a country pop song to me. And we've had country influences, you know, throughout the 5 or 6 records that I've heard so far, and we've also had a bit of R&B in there. So this is definitely not just a pop album. This is a lot more than that, and I feel like, again, this album is really showcasing, like I said before, Sabrina Carpenter's versatility. So the next track is called Bed Chem, and this is track number 6, and this is one of the tracks I've actually heard. And let me just say that honestly, I don't know where I heard this track from. I think I must have heard it maybe unintentionally on the radio. And when it came on, I was like, oh my days. Turn that volume up right now. And it's one of the songs that I've actually added to my playlist, to my personal playlist, man, because it's just such a tune, man. So yeah, I'm definitely, you know, up for hearing this again, because yeah, this is one of the best tracks on the album. Woo! Hey, turn that shit up. Hey.
I was in a sheer dress the day that we met. In a rush, we took for a set.
Woo!
You read me up so we could connect. And what are the odds? You sent me a text, another letter, you're oversized. I digress, got me scrolling late. Out of breath, got me going late.
It's a tune, man. Hey. Bed Chem, and every time I hear that track, it just gets better and better every time, man. Oh my gosh, biggest compliment I can give that record is that, like, if this was released in the 80s or the 90s, you know, when obviously the disco funk era was at its peak, this track would have fit right in there, and this would have been a smash hit. That's the biggest compliment I can give this record, man. This is an absolute fire song. And I have to also give massive props to Sabrina Carpenter's vocal performance on this record, man. Honestly, her vocal performance on this was absolutely flawless, man. She killed this like the rent was due. Honestly, she killed this like the rent was due, man. Her falsettos were amazing. They were amazing. Obviously, I was trying to do them in it, but I can't sing, so it failed miserably. But honestly, man, that was, yeah. As soon as I heard this track for the first time, man, my ears perked up, yeah. And I was just like, what is that? And then I found out that it was obviously Sabrina Carpenter's track. And I think she actually released this as one of the singles, one of the latest singles as well. So, and this is an absolute tune. And in my opinion, this is probably the second best track off of this album. That's my opinion anyway. It's my second favorite track anyway. So track number 7 is the one and only Espresso. And let me tell you, boy, you listen, you don't even have to take my word for it. You can ask my wife, you can ask my friends. This track is one of my favorite tracks of the year, and this is one of the best pop songs that has come out over the last 15 to 20 years, man. This track, I don't know, it must have some crack in it or something, because honestly, similar to Chem, when I heard this track for the first time, man, I was just instantly addicted to it. And just as a disclaimer, every year, me and the rest of the boys at Still Color, we do a best of year list where we sort of write down our favorite songs and albums from, you know, the current year. So we have 10 slots for each. So we have 10 songs and 10 albums. And, you know, again, a disclaimer, Espresso is on my list of one of my favorite tracks, one of my top 10 tracks of this year, man, and it's pretty high on that list as well. This track, listen, let me just play it, man, because it speaks for itself. It doesn't even really need an intro. This is fucking Espresso. I'm already grooving to it. Hey, nice. Think about me, looking at that's me, I guess so. No. I'm sorry, we need to take it back. We need to wheel it up. Wheel up. We need to wheel it up, man. Come on. Think about me, looking at that's me, like it's so. Hey, the Espresso, thinking out that like that, switching up that Nintendo. What? Observation, I give a fuck. Hey, and I got this one boy. Yes. Hey, think about me, looking at all this, that's me like it's so. Hey, it's that me Espresso. Switching up that Nintendo. Say what? I'm a singer. Hey, grab my finger. About me, looking at all that's me like it's so. Hey, the Espresso. That was Espresso, man. Oh my gosh, bro. Do you know what? I am so upset that this track didn't go number 1. I think maybe it peaked at number 3 or 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. I think it may have gone number 1 in the UK. I might be wrong, but this should have been Sabrina Carpenter's second number 1 record, man. How it didn't get to number 1, I would not know, but it absolutely deserved it, man. This is, for me, the song of the summer, man. This is the song of the summer and potentially the song of the year. And I hope it wins a Grammy. I'm not too sure if it's actually nominated, but regardless, man, I hope this track gets the flowers that it deserves, because it is an absolute smash hit. Like I said, man, I could have an argument with anyone. This is one of the best pop records that has come out over the last 15 to 20 years, man. This track, honestly, something else, boy. So the track number 8 is called Dumb and Poetic.
What I fall for, like the aesthetic. Every self-help book you've already read it. Cherry pick lines like they're words you invented. Love everyone is your favorite quotation. Try to come off like you're soft and well spoken.
Wow.
Jack off till you're inspired. Call it, don't understand. Just 'cause you talk like one doesn't make you man. Save all your breath for your floor meditation. You're so a great wife, and I promise the mushrooms aren't changing your life. Will you crash the car and abandon the wreckage? Understand.
After that was done by Poetic, man. Oof. Wow. I don't even know what to say about that one. Hey man, that was beautifully sang by Sabrina, and I just love obviously the basic instrumental and chords that were used for that record. Obviously, you know, the minimalistic production allowed Sabrina's vocals to shine through deep. That song was very deep, man. That song literally will have you contemplating contemplating about, you know, certain relationships and where they went wrong, man. Yeah, that was beautiful, man. That was beautiful. So track number 9 is called Slim Pickings.
Bags in my phone, play them like a slot machine. If they're winning, I'm just losing. I find this has to save my life. Oh, it's slim pickings. If I can't have the one I love, I guess it's you that I'll be kissing. Since the good ones are deceased or taken, I'll just keep on moaning and bitching. Doesn't even know the difference between they're there and they are. Yet he's naked in my room, missing all the things he's missing. God knows that he isn't living hard. I swear he's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
If I can't have the one I love, I guess it's you that I'll be kissing.
Since the good ones are deceased or taken, I'll just keep on moaning and bitching. Listen, talk your shit, Sabrina, man. I can definitely relate to this record, man, because, you know, I'm fortunate enough to be married. And listen, I found my queen, but before, when I was single, man, I was just basically asking the same questions as Sabrina's asking, man. Like, where are all the good women at, you know? You know, I've got friends that are single, and they always tell me that, Henry, listen, you know, the dating scene at the moment is just at the bottom of the barrel. You know, it's literally just an absolute mess. And, you know, sometimes because it's an absolute mess, you just find yourself basically accepting less than what you deserve. You basically end up, you know, just going with somebody who's lesser than the two evils, if that makes sense. You know that, you know, they're not really up to par, but they're better than everything else that's out there, so you might as well just, you know, dive into it. But yeah, like I can definitely relate to Sabrina on that one, man, for real. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that as well. Yeah, there's definitely a shortage of of good people at the moment. They're there, don't get me wrong, they are there. Like, you just gotta keep searching for them, but eventually and hopefully they will turn up. But nah, for real, it's definitely slim pickings at the moment, man. It's definitely slim. I hear that, Sabrina. So the next track is track number 10, and it's called Juno. Okay, so speeding up the tempo, okay? Hey. that was Juno, and I must say, man, like Sabrina knows how to make a great pop record, man. Like, she's actually a master at it. Also impressed by her clever like wordplay, how she's able to use certain words and phrases and basically use them as a metaphor. Like obviously Espresso, like Juno, you know, it's very clever, man. It's very, very clever. That's very creative. And it shows that she's able to think outside of the box, man. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I can't even lie to you. Next track is track number 11, which is the penultimate track off of this album, and it's called Lie to Girls.
There's no need to pretend. I've never seen an ugly truth that I can't bend. There's something that was better. You don't have to lie to girls. If they like you, they'll just lie to themselves. Like you, they'll just lie to themselves. You don't stand a chance against all the chances I give you. Isn't ideal, but damn, you don't even have to try. Turn you into a good guy. You don't have to lift a finger. It's lucky for you, I'm just lying. You don't have to lie to girls. If they like you, they'll just lie to themselves. Lying girls will do it till they die for you. The crying girls will lie and do it till the day they die for you.
I love the angle that she took on this record, man. And again, I just want to say this, the Taylor Swift comparisons keep coming up for me, and even I just remembered one other album that I feel like, you know, I could compare to a couple of the records on here, Midnight's. Like, you know, in my personal experience, I've had female friends, cousins that are females, you know, be in relationships, and you wonder why they are still in that relationship, because it's clear that that relationship is not good for them. The guy's not treating them how they deserve to be treated. It happens quite a bit, and sometimes you wonder, why are you still in that relationship? And Sabrina Carpenter is basically trying to say that, like, you know, it's basically trying to give like an explanation to why sometimes that happens, man, because a lot of women will lie to themselves for whatever reason, maybe because they're too emotionally attached, because we all know that in comparison with men, women are a lot more emotional. They use their emotions a lot more than men do. So sometimes when you use your emotions over your head, over your logic, then that can allow you to stay in situations that you shouldn't really be in. So, you know, Sabrina Carpenter makes some sort of reference to that. And obviously a lot of the time men take advantage of that. They take advantage of, you know, a woman's heart. Because listen, women have big hearts, man. They really do. They really do. Sometimes to a fault. You know, overall I love the angle that she took on this record, man. And I feel like it was basically her, you know, sharing her experiences with obviously us, the listener, and basically maybe giving, you know, other girls some advice, man, like to basically not be like her. Like, so the last track of the album is called Don't Smile. Oh.
It's like 100 pounds. It's falling
end an album. I'm so big on, you know, artists starting an album strongly and ending an album strongly, and Sabrina Carpenter just did that. That was so dreamy. I felt like I was floating, man, for real. That is an absolute tune. I'm definitely gonna add this one to my playlist, man. But yeah, it was just from start to finish, man. It was immaculate. That is the way you end an album of. I don't have any sort of critique on that record, man. Yeah, that was, yeah. Sabrina Carpenter, you did that. And so obviously that was short and sweet. The album was short and sweet. Literally, it's over. I can't believe it's over. It felt like, it felt like it just came and went just like that. But one thing I must say is that this album deserves all the accolades that, you know, it is getting at the moment, man. And I hope that she's able to win a few big awards off of the back of this project, because, you know, for me, this definitely solidified Sabrina Carpenter as a major artist and somebody who needs to be reckoned with. Like, listen, Sabrina Carpenter ain't come here to play. Yes, people can say this is her 6th album. She's basically a veteran now, but what matters is how you finish. You know, it doesn't matter how you start the rate. What matters is how you finish. She's only gonna get stronger from here. I don't think that she's peaked off of this album. I don't think so. I think that there's a lot more that we can expect from Sabrina Carpenter, and I won't be surprised if her next album is better than this one, because I believe that the potential is there. And Sabrina Carpenter, let me tell you, it's not done. She's definitely not done. She's just getting started, man. And yeah, Sabrina Carpenter should be proud of the album that she made here, for real. As obviously, let me know what you thought about this album, reaction below. Let me know if I should take a listen to a few other Sabrina Carpenter albums. You know, this is my first album that I'm taking in from her, and obviously it was a good listen, so, you know, I wouldn't mind listening to a few of her other albums, just to hear how they sound. But guys, obviously, comment in the comment section below, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back again with another video. Until then, stay blessed, people. I'm out. Peace.